I am here. Is it that time again?
It's that time again. It is
slime time.
This is
slime time!
Wow. This is our July episode. I'm your host, Saigan. I have with me our four other glorious hosts. We have with us Roto.
What's up?
Mimus.
Yep.
The Dwayne.
What is going on, all you heathens?
And Destructor 526.
Hey.
Glad everybody enjoyed our last podcast, the June Slime Time, our first. We're giving it another go. Everyone liked the first one. We have 6 topics that we're actually going to go over today. We're going to have a little discussion on fan games first. Then Dwayne is going to grace us with some information on the Toriyama art book.
Yeah.
And Mimus is going to bring us the news, followed by Destructor's 526's Joker 2 strategies. And then we're going to have a little discussion on weird things about the monsters, like why are metal monsters always running away? And last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about Dragon Quest X's gameplay, because by this time next month, we'll be playing it. Well, at least a couple of us will be. So let's go ahead and jump into fan games. I'll go ahead and start it off. I know Destro has also played a couple of fan games that he's familiar with. I wanted to talk about one of the earlier ones that is still readily available. It's the Dragon Warrior remix, and this one was actually first put together by Odysee, and you can still find it at odysee.com/den, the Dragon's Den. And what it essentially is it's a Maker 2000 remake of the original Dragon Warrior. And he stuck very close to it. The menus are still very much RPG Maker 2000 menus, but the graphics are a lot nicer to look at, and it has a much, much kinder balance. The balancing in the game is much closer to the Game Boy Color and Super Famicom remakes. So if you're looking for a good PC game to get started on Dragon Warrior with, and you don't want to do the emulators, that is a actually pretty decent option. Destructor, you said that you played, what was it, the first 2 out of a trilogy that you did?
Yeah, it's called Dragon Warrior Reborn, which you can get on DragonWarriorReborn.com. I think I started playing in 2007, and he kept updating it, and he actually banged out the other 2 fairly quickly. But the first one is pretty much the first game, except it's a little bit harder, because you added more monsters, but you also have more party members, and you can actually pick up to 4 others, but you only can carry 3. So you basically have a choice. But the game was fine. The only problem I had was that, he kept changing difficulties, because it was fairly difficult. But after a while, I started to notice that the game's not harder or easier. It's just you get more experience or gold. So, and sometimes just some of the caves, it's just a maze sometimes really with some of the caves, and it just got really ridiculous in the second one. That's why I couldn't finish it. It was just too difficult. It was just too tedious, and I was in trouble at some point. I didn't get back to him because he usually responds to emails. His name's Nakash. I think he's on the Den, and he. Pretty much, it's just I forgot, I was looking for one of the 7 crusts I need to get to Roan, and he didn't just get back to me. But the second and third one, from what I'm told, are kind of different. Some of the areas are kind of similar, but the second game is not Dragon Warrior 2 at all. It's, completely different.
You kind of, vaguely based it off of Dragon Warrior 2?
Yeah, you get to Roan, and I think Hargon's, the villain, but, and Alfgard is in there, but, you don't start in the Mindenhall. I don't even think it's in the game. You get, in the first one, you can get Bray and Christo, and I don't think it mentioned, it just, they look like it, and they're like, hey, I'm this guy, join me, and in the second one, you can get Tulun and, the princess from the second one, so I guess I just threw them all around. And one of them has, the prince from Princess of Cannock, so I just threw it up. It seemed like it was fun. Some of the problems is some of the later dungeons were just really difficult. The enemy encounters were just way too high, and some of the towers you couldn't chain outside. So it was a really long and tedious battle.
And something to bring graph paper too.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there weren't some of them the towers. They're really easy to. It was long, 10 floors, and you have to walk around every floor. It wasn't a stairs 2 feet away from you. So. And the metal slime were, for some reason, really hard to kill, and they were not even worth it. I don't know why.
More
You're like 100
kills?
experience. I'm like, what? Why are they giving you 100 experience if they have 200 HP and nothing kills them? So.
Metal slimes with 200 HP. That's wrong.
But they never run away. That's the problem, man. Like, so those aren't really metal slimes then.
Yeah, there's a couple of fan games out there. There are several being worked on currently at the Den. There's one that I'm really, really, really looking forward to reviewing soon, but I've been sworn to stay quiet on it until he has the final version out because he doesn't want a 99% finished product shown off. He wants the whole thing done. Which,
nice.
You know, I can respect that. And what I've played of it so far, it is fantastic. He did a great job. I'll talk more about it when he lets me.
I actually just remembered another one. It was called, it was on Beyond. I don't even know if Beyond is still around, but it was called Dragon Warrior Online. And actually, like, you were with other people. It was made by a guy called Silk Wizard. Mm-hmm. And I remember he had a problem, like the code got stolen, so he never managed to finish it. But it was a pretty good game. Like, you could pick who you want to be, a hero or a soldier. It seemed like the hero was just too broken because he had, like, the lightning spell. And you could do PvP and stuff, and you can level up and, like, you know, talk to people, so you can play with people around. So I guess it was like kind of like a prelude to like Dragon Quest IX almost.
Yeah, I remember that. Beyond is still around. Dragon Warrior Online is no longer around. There's
I think some people were tending to make their own servers and such, so you'd lose all your data, but at least you can play it. People wondering if they can get the most recent code or something. I'm not sure how far that went, but I know the guy was making another game that's sort of like a successor to it, but I don't think it has the same people on that. I haven't checked it in a while.
Yeah, fan games generally have a failure rate of 19 out of 20 fan games never get finished. I'm pulling that number out of my butt, but that's what it seems to be.
You wouldn't be that far off. I've seen
most of them
5 or 6 that come to my head that never finished.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
And also most of them also kind of tend to be remakes of the first Dragon Quest game. But I had tried to play one called Dragon Quest Remix, but unfortunately by this time the exe wasn't exported quite right, and so I have to get a new one of that. But it looks like the person who made it, she remade a lot of sprites herself, and I think one of the things she did, she tried to recreate the hero sprite from the Dragon Quest I cell phone game. And I don't know if anybody's tried to emulate cell phone games, but it's pretty much non-existent out there. Japanese ones, especially. So, excuse me. She went through a bunch of screenshots and tried to just remake it all through that. And so I want to give it a spin sometime soon. Hopefully by next podcast I can get some impressions of it.
Yeah, if you can find a working copy.
She sent me one, but it was something like the exe. It gave me some weird message in French.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. It was like installer RTM exe or something of that nature.
Google it.
So, okay.
Okay. You guys ready to move on to the art book?
Oh, sure. I've got a brand new art book.
Cool. Tell us about your art book, Dwayne.
Okay, so I don't. For those who don't know, for everyone who goes to Yield DQ Shrine, I tend to enjoy the Dragon Quest artwork, and I pick up all the guidebooks and art books that pop up here and there, and I found a really great deal on eBay for something that's pretty rare. It's the Akira Toriyama exhibition art book. And this is for his art gallery show that he had in 1995. As far as I know, Akira Toriyama is not an exhibitionist, but that might be nice. Who knows? But, anyway,
this terrible joke.
Yes, it was. This happened for whoever owned it last was nice enough to include the flyers, and it happened from April 22nd to May 21st in 1995. And this book, they had 2 printings of this book. This is the first printing that was actually sold at the gallery. And if you've seen some of the Akira Toriyama art books, the World Special, and the Dragon Ball Volume 1 illustrations that came out after Dragon Ball was over, you'll see a lot of some of the same artwork. But what's nice about this, these are the original Kent boards, and if you don't know what a Kent board is, it's a type of Bristol board that they use over in Japan, and so it's got all of his handwritten notes on it, all of his little handwritten titles before it went into before all the logo graphics and everything were added. And the first printing has a little cowboys and Indians on a little sci-fi pod cover that I've never seen anywhere else. And the first printing here is 175 pages. They released a second printing that's about 25 pages less, and a part of that they've got not all of them. Most of the Dragon Quest images are cut out. But what's nice about this, in 1995, Dragon Ball really had not hit the U.S. yet. They had the first 13 episodes in syndication, but that's about it as far as I know. And they've got a ton of essays in here, and they're in both English and Japanese. So any language you speak, you can probably pick it up and enjoy it. Well, except for maybe, I don't know, Laotian. I don't know.
This is something that's not English or Japanese.
Yeah. But it's got a couple Dragon Quest images, the full pieces of artwork for 5 and 1 and 2, and it's got very nice artwork for Chrono Trigger, and it's got something I've never seen before, which are some Chrono Trigger sketches. It's got sketches of the Epic and the little jet bike, and I've never seen that anywhere else. And it's got a lot of the older mangas and one shots he worked on, and a lot of other sketches that didn't pop up in any of the other Dragon Ball art books. And I got a great deal on this. I got it for $60. I've seen it go for $120 to over $200, and the second printing runs at least $80. So, and it's in great condition. So I was very very happy I got this. If you are a Toriyama fan, I definitely say if you can track it down, pick it up. It's worth it. And I'm trying not to say "and" so much. I apologize.
Where did you find the book?
eBay, the electronicbay.com.
Oh, okay, cool. That's where I've gotten fortunate with a couple of things too, like the Toriyama jump guides. I got the one for 4 and 5 that were put out.
Oh, sweet. Also,
what is that, Roto?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say eBay is a very beautiful and dangerous place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're either going to walk away very, very happy or just, like, rage at the prices that people want to charge.
Or snipe you like a second before the auction ends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all.
That probably could have been me 2 times, you know that.
That's always just rage-inducing. Just.
I've done that to quite a few people for Dragon Quest stuff, so who knows who I've bid against.
You might have bid against me a couple of times.
I probably did. I've bid on a lot of stuff at the end, sniping him.
In fact, did you get your Roto helmet off of eBay?
Oh, no, I believe I got it off of Amiyami.
Alright, I won't be too angry at you then, because I lost a Roto helmet on eBay a couple of months ago. But recently I did win a Japanese copy of 7 for just $1 the other day.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
So, hey, it's $1 and then $8 in shipping, but I'm willing to pay $9 for my Japanese copy of DQ7.
But what's great about this book? It's got a 2-page spread in here.
What was that, Destructor?
It's very, very 1995. It's got the Gohan and Cell fight with the, I'm talking ancient 3D rendering stuff. and it is so dated and pixelated. It's wonderful. It's like that is 1995 high res graphics right there.
Destro, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I bought DQ1 on eBay for $1 because I was too lazy to replace the battery, and
you know,
a
for
whole $1,
it's cheaper than the battery's going to be.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was too lazy to do it. I bought like some maps and stuff. Like I bought a laminated DQ3. That's where I bought my copy of Dragon Warrior 3 for the Nintendo. It was like $40, so probably more now than it was then.
That's about a reasonable price for it.
Yeah. It was just the cartridge though, nothing else. I remember so often I'd see like a sealed Dragon Quest 4 for like $300. I'm like, no, I can't afford that.
Yeah, sealed games go for a huge amount.
Two more things about this book. What's nice is just the sheer volume of work that's in here, and this goes from the 70s until 95, his most current stuff at that time. And for the people who say Toriyama's work all looks the same, they really should flip through this, because there's a lot of different stuff in here. And also, I think, as far as the Dragon Quest Monsters art book that came out in '96, I think that was the last official Akira Toriyama art book. Anything else has been second or third hand info. It would be nice to see another art book
from Toriyama.
Because he has zero web presence, and everything else you got to find out second or third hand. And also, since he does a Photoshop for pretty much everything now, it's nice to see just the old G Pen and Luma ink artwork, because he just doesn't do that anymore.
Very nice. I'll have to keep my eye out for it. Let's go ahead and jump into news. Mimas, you sent me a list earlier. You have a lot of awesome news for us.
Yeah, let's start out with the Dragon Quest X news, I guess. I announced last time that there was a bunch of things where you could get free t-shirts if you ordered for your game character, if you ordered from various different stores in Japan. Well, there's one way that everyone can make sure to get a slime t-shirt, and that is by playing the slime minigame that they have on the Dragon Quest Japanese website. You need to have a Square Enix Japanese account, but that's something that anyone can do, even if you're in America. You just need to manage your way through the Japanese sign-up sheet. But I think there's translations for that.
With that.
This one's up on the internet anyways, telling you how to do that. And then you just have to get your slime up to level 5, and you're good to go, and they'll give you a slime t-shirt for the game. To get your slime up to level 5, you just have to post it a certain times every day, and send it out on adventures. I was able to do that in 2 days.
Is the game better than slime curling?
Yes.
No.
Slime curling was pretty fun.
I didn't get anything out of slime curling, and I don't know. There was no good reason for poking a slime to be fun, and yet it was.
Ask yourself that question again. Poking a slime not being fun?
I'm sorry. It's true.
What about that doesn't sound fun?
Exactly.
Think of what's going to happen in 10. You've got the Wii Motion Plus, and like you can poke it with like 1-to-1 motion. That'd be fantastic.
No, you can't poke the slime in the game. You have to use your
on the
normal
Wii U version. You'll be able to. On the Wii U version, you'll see like a little gooey slime on your touchscreen controller, and you just poke it, and then on the big screen TV, you just see it fly across the screen.
No, you would have a USB one that you have your own slime, and you plug it into the USB on the Wii, and it'll move and jiggle to the game. That's what I would make.
The next big game from Square Enix, Slime Poking Simulator.
Get on that, Square Enix. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe we could change one of those speakers and make it into that.
Why not? I'm surprised they haven't done it already.
It probably wouldn't be that hard of a mod.
Nah.
But I'm not doing it to mine.
Yeah, I'm not dropping, like $60 on one of those things just to open it up.
I have one, but yeah, I kind of like it the way it is. So, more Dragon Quest news. We had at least 2 promotional videos, one 11 minutes and one 9 minutes just come out, along with a very short TV commercial that really isn't worth watching if you've seen the other 2 commercial videos, but they had a lot of content in them. And if you want to listen to the music that's going to be next, they had a lot of the music in there too, from battle music and some of the stuff that we're using and town music. And it gives you a pretty good sense of what the game's going to be like, I would think.
Sweet.
Right on.
Yeah, so those are also on the Den, so if anyone wanted to watch them.
Yeah,
That's
I watched the 9-minute one, and the music does sound really, really good. But unfortunately, watching those videos is just ruining any amount of patience that I have for the game.
We haven't gotten around to the 9-minute one yet. I don't trust Russian video sites.
No, it's up on the main Dragon Quest X site now. So there's a link in the forum for that if you would like to take a look.
I've followed Russian video site links before, and they've all led to horrible, horrible things. I can do it.
Yeah.
Scared.
That's a little weird.
Bar mitzvahs.
So now the beta test has ended. It ended this last, in Japan, Tuesday at 2:00 in the morning. But we have some people have written play reports, and there's a lot of pictures people have put up and so forth. So there's a few things we can say about interesting things we can say about the game. And what I'm excited about is that you can dress up as Cliff or Christo, whatever his name is in English, in Dragon Quest.
In English.
Huh?
Kyril was his English name.
Yeah. Three now. We've got 3.
So you can dress up as him. Level 35 minstrels and priests can wear his outfit. You can just buy it at a normal store.
Shoot, now I might have to play a priest now, because he was awesome.
Or you could do a merchant also. Not merchant, minstrel also.
Minstrel.
Do it. Yeah. Minstrel works for it. But there might be other ones too.
If you know Dragon Quest now, you know Minstrel's like the worst class in the game.
Hey, Minstrel was awesome in 9.
It's also terrible.
It's better than
awesome and terrible go hand in hand.
So ignoring that, you can also see some of the other classic clothing in some of the promotional videos that was not available in the beta. So there's reason to believe that you can probably dress up as like anything. Or at least they'll put out a expansion for that, so that's something exciting. There are also reoccurring bosses. Please correct me with the English name for this, but King Leo from Dragon Quest IV is in there, and 2 of the grotto bosses, at least, were in the beta version, and there's a reason to believe that they probably have all the rest of them in the game as well, and those were as bosses.
That's right.
Yeah. Ponce de
the Marquis de Leon.
Yeah, Marquis de Leon.
Oh, what was it called? Neiman? Or Neiman?
Nemian.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. And then, I think...
Are you guys talking about the red one?
Yeah, Equinox is in there. And those are boss battles. Which means that when you go into the boss room, there's no one to cheer you on.
That's good. That'll be handy. Well, for which version of Nemian was it? Was it... Because I saw the black and red one in the screen, and that's Vermilion.
That's different. I don't know about the black and red one. The Equinox guy is one of the bosses. The other one hasn't shown up. Did not show up in the beta, from what I understand.
Okay, cool. Well,
so that was a new monster in the video.
I'm glad they're bringing over legacy bosses like they had in 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have the same legacy bosses, but they have legacy bosses of some sort, which should be fun.
Yeah,
they should. I just want to get my. As long as I can wear my Maidenhall outfit again, I'll be set.
That is a good outfit. The goggles just really make it.
I don't know. I don't think I could ask for any more than Cliff. I'm set now. That's pretty much it. So getting into the manga news, unless anyone wants to talk about Dragon Quest X for a bit more.
Oh, we can talk about Dragon Quest X later. We have an entire segment for it, so.
Yeah. So, manga news, With the reprinting of Monsters Plus, they are actually going to be coming out with a short story for Monsters Plus also in the magazine Gangan Joker for the August edition. And that one is supposed to feature Terry as the main character. Terry shows up in Monsters Plus normally, but he'll be the main character from what I understand for this manga.
Is it still going to
Raise the roof.
be young Terry, like Dragon Quest Monsters Joker?
He was still young Terry, though kind of evil in Monsters Plus, so.
Huh. Okay.
So it's in between.
It made no sense to me. I need to reread that.
It's between his cutesy years and angsty teenage years, then.
He was cutesy looking, but he was angsty anyways. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
So, around age 8?
Something like that. So, yeah, I'll pick that up and we'll see.
His poor young years of walking along with a little fluffy monster. The pain he must have suffered. It's terrible.
Yeah, well, I can understand that having killed Momotan in that Dragon Quest Kenshin game. No regrets. I might as well also throw in that the latest volume of Emblem of Roto, those who inherit the Emblem Volume 14 just came out.
That's still going? Wow.
That's still going. That was why I mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
Returns, that's like the third Emblem.
No, Returns was the other thing. This is those who have inherit the Emblem. I know I wrote it wrong in the notes for you.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't Returns just kind of like a one-shot or something?
Yeah, Returns was a one-shot. It was easy to type, and so when I was typing out the list for you.
Misinformation.
The Warriors of Eden manga will never be finished.
It seems that way, and I like that a lot more than Roto, but hey.
I thought one of the things that was kind of neat, if no one's ever read it, they would go hop in the portals and dress in all the armor in the game.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That you get and take them off once they got back, and I thought that was kind of a neat way to get everyone to sort of stay on model, if you will.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was one of the things they did very well in that game, in that manga. The only thing I didn't like about the manga was that it decided to try and make itself have something to do with the Emblem of Roto series.
Yeah.
And that kind of, to me, I felt...
Sage, right?
The Sage. I thought, it's nice that you have that story, and I can understand someone who's a big fan of it will be really happy to see these characters, but that character belongs in that universe. Author. This is a different universe.
Yeah.
And the two shouldn't collide. But, yeah, it wasn't too long after that the manga ended, so...
The less that you provoke the crazy fan theories, the better.
Yeah, that was my opinion. But for all I know, those who inherit the emblem might end up going back into Dragon Quest VII for all we know. Could happen.
Bianca is Roto's mom.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No.
Don't give them the idea. They'll do it.
Okay. There's also Dai news?
Yes, some Dai news. It's not big Dai news. That was a joke, by the way. But they are coming up with the Jump Remix version of that to celebrate Dragon Quest X coming out soon. The Jump Remix editions are big, bad books, floppy, bad quality paper books that they put out in convenience stores you can buy.
Oh, okay, so they're just cheapy editions the
cheapy editions.
Those who missed it.
For those who missed it, those who want to see it again, those who have sold the volumes, and sometimes in the back of these ones, for example, they're going to have Dragon Quest X news in it that you can read. And previous editions have actually had, interviews with the author and stuff like that too, though, so you can get a little bit of extras by buying those. So I like to purchase those.
How much do those usually run?
Let's see, I have one lying around here somewhere.
It'd be the fourth or fifth time that they've reissued Dai, because they did the normal volumes, the Bokobons, Ganzenbons. I think they did something else recently too.
Yeah, so Jump Remix, this one I have is 286 yen. This one's also 286 yen. I don't know if this is the same series
Okay, so
about $3-4.
$3, yeah.
$3? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my math was way off. I doubled it.
Well, the yen is getting rather strong, so it's not too off. But yeah, those aren't really easy to pick up in America. I end up buying them used at Book Off, so.
I don't have one here.
I'm sorry.
What else have you got for
New
us?
York.
I'm going to have to cut you off with news soon.
Okay. There's slime gum coming out in Japan, which is supposed to have a gum texture and a lime taste.
This is news.
So it's official slime gum from the company Lotte, Japanese.
If we don't have anyone who's actually tried it, it shouldn't
It's
mean
not out yet.
That's not news.
I'll buy some and I'll try it on YouTube
some.
and everyone can mock me and laugh.
And in Odaiba, which is outside of Tokyo slightly, known for having a replica of the Statue of Liberty, there will be a Dragon Quest exhibit as part of another exhibit. But this one you can enter for free, and it will have Dragon Quest X and Terry available for exhibit, and you can buy Dragon Quest stuff, of course.
So is the art exhibit moving there?
It sounded like it might be part of it. I think they moved parts of it around, and this may be the next place it's going to.
Okay.
But I'm thinking
maybe somebody can take photos of it this time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when it was in the European park, or I haven't researched that further. I don't know if they allowed photos.
No, they didn't.
I think what was it? The Tokyo Game Show, and I think in 2008 they had every single piece of the original Chrono Trigger art on a display. And everyone could walk in and stare at it, but you couldn't take photos of it, which is a terrible, terrible tease.
Well, you can understand for a degree because of Flash being bad for pictures, but
yeah, but now we live in the age where every phone has a camera
backlit by giant fluorescent lights.
Okay.
So that is news.
We need to get somebody to Odaiba, and we need some slime gum for next time. Whoa.
Answer that phone.
Venus, your phone is ringing. Destro, you have some more Joker 2 strategy for us.
I do. And don't worry, this will be a lot easier than the last one. You don't have to worry about stats whatsoever.
Awesome.
It's only going to be one monster, Great Dragon, and that's it. You could probably put another monster in. I don't remember if I mentioned that, but if you put an F-rank monster in your team, you'll get a handicap points, which will actually boost the amount of points you get, which would be useful because your Great Dragon's going to give you penalty points. Because even though he's an A rank, he's treated like he's an X rank monster, so you lose 3 points every win you get. So even if you win 5 matches, that's a 15-point deduction right there. So you get 85, which is still better than if you used a regular team and lost 4 and you won 4 games, because then you only get 80 points. Okay, let me get these stats on him. The Great Dragon can cap at. My Great Dragon will have 1055 HP, 250 MP, 1025 attack, 900 defense, and 490 wisdom. His agility is not capped at 609. It's supposed to be 650. I think you would be okay with that. And this is for Scout, by the way. I didn't mention that. But basically what you have on him is just Fire 3, Uber Health, and Uber Attack. And because his traits are Frizzmeister and Crafty Fire Breather, he'll just run around with Inferno Slash and just do a massive amount of damage, or he'll just use Inferno, which will do a massive amount of damage, or Kafrizzle, because sometimes you'll get a wild card, and it's just really annoying. You need a spell to kill those guys, so you'll be using that. To get them, probably the fastest way to get Uber Health Boost is just get him a Maniacal Mole on Sunday. If you win all 5 matches, you'll get one. He comes with 3 of the 4 abilities you need. He comes with Martial Artist, Healer, and Boomboxer. You would need someone with Attack 3, so you max all 4 of those sets out, which if you, I forgot the number of machine parts you need, which you could just keep farming from the Calamari Tentacles. If you max out the shop and the airship, you will you can just buy skill seeds, and it just becomes so much easier. And so when you max those 4 out, you get that. Or you can just get any monster that you win in the top 100, which is the tank, Fluffy, Barbarous, the Castle, or God, / Newman. They all have Uber Health Boost, and 3 of them have Uber Attack Boost. The tank that you might have won from Rookie with my strategy, that would get you it, or the Castle or Newman will get you Uber Attack. And that one is a little bit more work. That requires Attack 3, almost any, so many monsters I have that. Warrior, you can win for 5 wins on Thursday or 4 on Sunday. Sagward is the problem. You need to find a Headhunter in Trepidation at night, either when it's raining or when it's not. The second area, like pretty much anytime you enter a new area, you can almost figure you'll know when you enter a new area. And some Headhunters carry it, some don't. That's why I recommend Uber Attack when I get a monster that has it, because you pretty much, I would just save right before fighting it and just keep trying, because sometimes I'll get you the Sagwood, sometimes not. And you also need Firefighter, which a Dancing Flame has, and you can find him in Cragavation.
Yeah, Cragavation during the day, aren't
in
they?
the first, or the nighttime, as long as it's not raining. In the first to the third area, the first area you should find them. And as long as I have Sunday or Sun night, at least according to this walkthrough I got. And to get Fire 1, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but you probably want to get the Gas Wagon. That's also from Cragavation. In the first to the third area, you can find them, so just like in the first area is good. When it's raining, whether it's day or night. So you have to beat the area first before you get it, but chances are you probably beat the game while you're trying to figure this out. So you'll just level up Fire 1 to Fire 3, so you just have all the ridiculous fire abilities. And with Uber Attack and Health, he just has a massive amount of HP, and his attack is really good. With Inferno Sight, he'll just be mowing people down. And unlike the rookie team where you'll be lucky to win 3 out of 5, this one, you'll win 5 out of 5, like a lot, just because he's just so much damage. And your prize will be a Fluffy, if you can get that. But in case you can't get Uber Health from a monster, you'll need Attack 3, a Martial Artist, which you can also win. You need to get 5 wins on Monday, or there's another day I know. 4 wins on Thursday. Any monster with a Healer ability, which you can either buy or just get from a Heal Slime, they're in Doubtback when it's raining in like the 3rd to the 7th area. Or Boombox, which you can get from a Dragolards, and that's kind of because he's in the middle in the 5th area, and then Necropolis when it's daytime. And I might have sounded a little fast, but you could probably put in also an F-rank monster to make it not get as penalized as much, but I never did that, and I had no problem getting a Fluffy every time, so you should be good with that. Nice. Unfortunately, the Fluffy's not a great monster, so that's the problem. Oh, and credit goes to, I don't remember who told me this, but it was either Sandy Pup in the Den or Kaiserreich, so I'm going to give them both credit for it, because I didn't come up with it.
Cool. I'll look forward to figuring that out. And your last strategy with the Komodo for Rookie really worked out well. I have my Schleiman tank now, and it's everything I had dreamed of.
Yeah, the Slime tank's really good. And it has Uber Attack and Uber Health, so if you want to use that, you could pretty much just do that, which is so much easier. And with Fire 3, that's why they penalize it so badly. Like Hitman, like Nightclub, are 2 of the big monsters with such huge penalties.
Right.
And then I had to get rid of them because they just had too much penalties. But I still use him in Scout because he's just great by himself.
Word. Okay, next, this question comes to us from Henthy and Sasuke on the Den. He wanted us to kind of discuss the different monsters for a little bit, and his primary question was, why are metal monsters always running away?
I know. Because they have a lot of experience,
I have a joke
and
for it.
They don't want you to level up too fast. Oh, did I just spoil it?
No. I was going to say maybe they're made out of Quicksilver.
Ta-da!
But you were saying earlier there actually is an explanation for this in the Monster Encyclopedia?
No, not in the Monster Encyclopedia. From my understanding, from the second page of the monster information in, you know how they have the little monster book at the end, in the games?
Right.
So for Dragon Quest X, for Metal Slimes, they say that explorers are always going after them, and so they are tired of being attacked all the time, so that's why they went for it.
They've just become skittish.
Yep, they've just become
Maybe they're
skittish.
smarter slimes and they realize that they have no HP and they just want to run.
It's probably for the best. I mean, if they didn't run, they would be dead.
Because the slimes clearly are not intelligent at all. They'll sit there and fight you and like, hey, I got like 3 HP, I'm dying. But not
everyone goes for him, so that's a pretty legit reason. I mean, if everyone was always trying to kill me and my brother, and I'd be like, it's not an adventure where we're getting the slime out of here.
But we also have the answer of why green slime are on the top of a slime tower, or aka slime stack. And that is because the green slime at the top is the same one from Slime Knights, and the Slime Knight green slime is tired of being on the bottom, and so they agreed to let him be on the top.
I love that.
What happened to the knight that was riding him, though?
They had a fight.
He is very, very sad.
He got into it. Are there going to be, like, slimeless slime knights?
I don't think so.
I've read someplace, it's in one of the guidebooks or one of the storybooks somewhere that the Slime Knight itself is not really real. It's more for like it's more like a doll for decoration. What's that?
That's what it is in Mori Mori, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure for at least the in-story for 10 that they are 2 separate entities. I've seen pictures of a slime, green slime and a slime knight walking next to each other down a road.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
That's something to look forward to seeing.
I hope they have slimeless knights.
Oh, I know. Maybe the ones without slimes are the rogue knights. There we go.
Be too heavy for the slime
that much like.
Were there any other like weird monster explanations in the stuff from 10?
I think those were the best I've heard.
I always wondered why they changed Marowak.
What?
You can go for. I always wondered why they changed Marowak's color from green to blue. I never got that. They probably never explained that, did they?
No, that's not going to be explained anytime soon, I think.
It changed to green when it got photoshopped. When they redid everything for Monsters 2, when they recolored everything, that's when he turned green.
If it helps any,
it was green in the
Japanese word for blue and green, historically it was the same word, so.
Because it happens a lot. It's how people confuse L for R and say Roto as Loto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same sort of thing.
Well, L is closer.
It's still incorrect.
Both R and L are incorrect. It's neither of them.
No, it's R. You can see it very clearly as a rune on the shield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does.
Fine.
I still prefer Erdrick.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, thinking about it now, Ami Ami has the crest.
Yep.
And you're right. Yeah, it says Roto. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Case closed on that one.
Watch out for Ami Ami. For those who don't know, apparently if you cancel a pre-order there, they will cancel your entire account and ban you from the site.
I have so many things pre-ordered there right now too.
Yeah, don't cancel anything, or they will come at you with a vengeance.
You are getting Dragon Quest X whether you want it or not.
Well, that one I was going to definitely keep on there, but I also have the 3 new hero figures pre-ordered.
Yeah, but
you just make a new account.
They were they had some posability to them, because it's just I can't justify paying that much for a PVC.
I'm not taking them out of the box, so it doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
I got mine out of the box.
I haven't taken my Roto out of the box yet, so what am I to say?
Yeah, I got all my stuff out of my boxes.
Well, I'm going to take mine out, and I have those weapons, and I'm going to put them on them and him, and I'm going to take pictures, but I'm waiting till I have a proper background for him.
Yeah. Besides the figures, it's not like, and honestly, the figures, they're cool, because like they're all the main characters in the series, but honestly, they're not really like high quality main figures. They're not like Robotech or like model or painted or worthy. I mean, they're plastic figures. I don't think they're like. I mean, they'll be special to like obsessive people who didn't order them, and the only people who would like really obsess over them already have them.
Yeah,
There's
but
a Dragon Quest Smile Slime smartphone battery.
I'm not going to sell mine. They're awesome.
the Sofubi figures are priced to match, though. Like, look at the...
You're going to sell yours?
No. But they're only like $15 a pop. That's a cheap action figure price point. Then look at something high quality like the Roto Armor figure.
Oh, well, that's like special.
Wow, and the keyboard is like half off of what I saw at Play Asia.
Play Asia's so expensive.
Oh, I'm so pre-ordering. I'm sorry, Dwayne. It's not getting cancelled.
Don't you just make a new account on that site, the one that they ban you from?
That's Ami. Play Asia. You can click on my affiliate links as much as you want. I don't mind. I earn about a shiny dime every month from that. So please do that.
With Ami, I wonder if they ban it by like billing information or something.
Yeah, they could. Oh, the Dragon Quest 6 Sophie guy looks nice. I think I'm gonna have to buy them too. You guys completely messed me up just now.
I'm so sorry. You know what? You
Get on
with Dragon Quest 10. You inadvertently talked me into pre-ordering 10 last week.
Well, I'm happy for that.
Bandai makes all those great Dragon Ball and Rockman X figures, and they're like $30 to $40 a pop. And I wish they would make something like that. They've got the one Roto that they put out not too long ago, but I wish they could make more. The monsters too. What's that? I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, I have the Roto, and I would love anything else they put out like that. That would be great.
Okay. Want to move into more Dragon Quest X stuff? The gameplay that we know about?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. For anybody who's still confused or thinks that it's going to be, primarily played offline or just have like a party system like 9, it is an MMO. The first couple hours of the game will be a single-player experience, but that's really just the introduction to the story.
Well, there may be more to it, but the main story is definitely looking to be online, and you're going to be playing, you can choose not to play with people if you want to and just play with fake people, but you're going to be in a world where there are other people in it, and even in the fields, there will be people, in the towns, there will be people. The only time you're by yourself or with your comrades only is in boss battles.
Okay, if I may, let me go ahead and get the angry fan reaction out of the way.
Okay, go for it.
Dwayne?
It's silent.
That was a pretty angry reaction.
He got so angry he became silent.
We killed him.
He's speechless. He's so angry.
Dwayne? Oh my gosh, we lost him.
The anger. It just went.
Dwayne, are you there?
I saw little bubbles going up on his icon, so I don't
I killed the podcast. Yes.
Yeah, there you are. Well, it's still working for me. We're still recording.
Okay.
So you got so angry you broke your computer.
I know. Give me the mic. To get all the complaints out of the way, there you go. You've been given your voice.
They broke your computer. That was the voice. Okay.
Perfect.
So, as in a general rule, it's similar to Dragon Quest IX. Though in Dragon Quest IX, I noticed that if you're in a fight, and some of your party members aren't in your fight with you, that as soon as your other party members join, the monster's HP goes back up to full.
Ooh.
And that was a horrible discovery I had.
So everyone,
no one bothered
fighting,
anybody during a boss fight.
no one bother anyone when you're trying to kill a metal slime.
Now, in Dragon Quest X, on the other hand...
No, stay back!
In Dragon Quest X...
Now I kind of want to.
The monsters definitely starts at a lower HP. It doesn't seem to be doing that. But if in a boss battle, if you lose your internet connection, you'll find yourself outside of the boss's door, unable to come in and assist your friends.
That's pretty standard for a lot of MMOs.
Yes, but that's the difference between it and 9.
Right. Oh yeah, because in 9 you could just join somebody in the middle of even boss battles. But
that meant that the HP went up to the back to full without them ever telling you.
Which was usually bad.
Yeah, that is kind of bad. So.
The special houses. Those are going to require alchemy materials, right?
Well, yeah, basically materials you pick up for alchemy and also maybe the ones that you might be using also for smithery, since that's not exactly alchemy in this game. So if you want to have your slime castle, you're going to need to make sure you have the right alchemy ingredients, I guess we'll still call them, to build your slime castle with. And we don't know exactly all the items that will be required at this time, so I can't tell you how to build your slime castle yet. But it's okay because they will not be opening up housing until 10 weeks after the game starts up anyways. That's planned for the first big add-ons in 10 weeks. And every 10 weeks they'll be having a new update for the game.
By update, did they say what the updates are going to consist of? Is it going to be like new dungeons, new bosses, or is it just going to be like
that floor bug where everybody just falls through into nothingness?
Probably.
Well, I mean, it'll probably be standard MMO fare. I mean, like Dragon Quest 9 got like 2 DLC quests every week or every 2 weeks or no, it was like every week for like a year or
every week.
Then, like, every few weeks, they added another cameo guest you could talk to get their outfit. And so, I mean, I imagine they'll probably do something in the course of that. I wouldn't expect, like, a new world or continent, but they could definitely do, like, a grotto-like system where, like, oh, if you connect to this quest, you can get a grotto, and you can fight Malroth's uncle and get the Connaught gear, and there you go.
Well, what they mentioned with it was that they were planning on having it so that any kind of updates to the system itself. So if people were complaining about the support system not being the way they like it, patches would be how you'd call it. Yeah. So they didn't necessarily mention additions other than the fact that the housing will be one of the additions. But one of the major things is just patching.
They can add something as big as housing, they can add other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it might already, like, the core of the housing may already be in the game, and
instead they're just kind of
unlocking it, so...
Is there really any point to having a house other than it looks neat?
Oh, yes, definitely. It gives you a one more Ruda stone. And one more Ruda stone is always one more good Ruda stone. And you can have your bed in there, which is a free inn. And you can also have a chest to hold stuff because you only have a certain amount of things you can carry at a time.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So they don't have the infinite item bag anymore?
No infinite item bag.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm going to miss that, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Well, at least it makes a bit of sense.
It does. And hey.
That's self stuff.
You get a slime house out of the deal.
Yeah, so, slime house, bedding, Ruda stone.
Knowing Square Enix, I could see them doing a lot other stuff besides the slime house. I mean, for all we know, they could actually they could have DLC designs where, like, if you purchase it and then get, like, for the designs, and if you get the right materials, maybe you can make a house that's outside resembles, like, Dragon Lord's Keep, or other famous landmarks reminiscent from previous Dragon Quest games.
There are other houses. Like, the basic house is more of a house. The slime house is one of, like, the special ones. And then there's one that looks more like a keep.
So they could do that. So.
Well, more of the current pattern that they're doing things in is you'd end up buying some expensive Dragon Quest figure, and that will give you a code that will allow you to have the material.
Buy a really crappy looking shirt. All right.
Yeah. Free hat, free hat, free hat.
I love hats.
Hats are my favorite, especially when they look so bad I never want to wear them in public.
I like the idea of, being able to buy real-life swag and then get in-game swag.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's good in-game swag. As long as it's good in-game swag.
Yeah,
but make better shirts.
Good recoup cost. There we go.
Some better shirts would be nice. I don't know who came up with the design for those guys, but hey. It was really good shirts. I'd actually want them in real life, and since I don't feel any need for that in real life, so I'm okay. But they could have it where you could buy a shirt in real life and you get that shirt for the game character.
That would be neat. But again, it'd probably be like the really bad pixelated shirt like that in the game.
Like the Drakey shirt?
Yes.
See, more interested than anything on Dragon Quest X, I'm interested in seeing on how the Wii U version is going to turn out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't really care too much about 10 right now, because we're not going to get the version. No, I don't bother about stuff that I can't play, and I don't care to play it in Japanese. Like, when they announce a date and we get like a month or two away, then I'll be like, alright, now I'm looking forward to it, because I don't worry about fretting at what I can't play anytime soon. But if there's anything I am looking forward to, when it comes to Dragon Quest X, is how the Wii U version is going to turn out. Because we're never going to get that outside of Japan.
I think they have a real opportunity with the Wii U version to do things like, delegating all of your menu surfing in the game specifically to the tablet itself while still being able to play on the screen.
And if they really beautify the world and add a lot of extra little touches so as long as other players can still play with a dumbed down version on the Wii.
Well, yeah, that's really what it's going to be.
That's what they've announced, at least. They haven't announced anything otherwise.
Well, obviously. That's why I'm saying I'm just waiting to see with my eyeballs.
Definitely, it would be bright of them to have the Wii U version prepared for the Wii U launch, because, man, that'll push systems. Having an MMO at launch.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I imagine we won't see anything about it until at least a year after 10's been out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even expect it in America. I'd give it an estimate of fall to at the earliest summer of next year, but I'd say fall or by winter.
Yeah, based on recent games, that unfortunately doesn't seem that unlikely.
Yeah. Yep.
The online fee mandatory, or do we not know that yet?
Which one?
The online fee. You said you can play offline. Is it mandatory, the online fee, or we don't know yet?
If you play only during the kids' time, you can play. You don't have to pay anything.
Well, you said you can play offline with AI or something.
The offline. No, offline you don't play with AI exactly. There's some sort of offline thing outside of the beginning story. But they haven't announced too much. It has to do with playing with your sibling, and I don't know, because to me it looks like, based off of the visuals that they've shown from the promotional videos, that you die or something in the first part of the game. So I don't know how you can manage to be doing anything in the offline world, but
you got better.
They said they'll announce something about it, and they just haven't yet.
Well, that'll be interesting. Hopefully it's something that'll, the people who don't want to get online or just don't want to pay and don't want to have to deal with scheduling around the children's time hours. Hopefully there will still be something there for them as well.
Anyone know what the time is for them, the children hours? Because if it's 3 to 5 here, that could be a problem for
it's
people
4 to 6,
me.
I think.
And that would be a problem for us, people like me, I guess, who kind of work late, and even if I left early, it would I wouldn't get home till 5:30, which would be a problem.
You wouldn't pay?
I imagine once it gets localized, if they do the children's time here in the U.S., if they do decide to charge for it, I imagine
I wouldn't think they would.
Make it something more reasonable.
Yeah, that was the time was decided on by surveys that they did of people who were attending the Dragon Quest X events that they were having at various malls. So, since they decided it based on that in Japan, I would assume that it could very well be something completely different here.
90%
It wasn't decided by
get a fee.
Well, we'll see. I will
think
play
it's
Dragon
either a
Quest
fee or nothing, but that's what I think.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't think
I
the
didn't
audience here is healthy enough
just
to really.
release it, but that's just what I think. Cause
I don't think the. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think the audience here is really there to support a fee right now. Right now, anyway. I mean, Nine did well. Nine did better in Europe than it did here. But I mean, I really don't think the audience is not quite there yet to really justify having that fee.
Well, that's why I think with Square Enix, I just don't think that they would do that because everyone else is getting it. They're like, well, it's not like Monster Hunter where they would just let that go. I think because it's Square Enix, they just wouldn't do that because
Square Enix didn't publish 9 in the U.S. though.
And
that
that's true. Is that
gonna throw all this money and pretty much charge nothing, and then they'll be losing quite a bit of money on these servers.
Not necessarily. The problem with 10.
Good now.
The problem with 10 is that it has the potential to be a massive flop and not worth coming over, or the best-selling Dragon Quest game ever released outside of Japan. And, unfortunately, the fee is a defining factor. If they keep the fee, it's going to bomb, and I think that if they insist on keeping the fee, that we're never going to get it in America or Europe. Yeah. If they choose to waiver the fee and release it within the first launch year of the Wii U in whatever region, that it can be incredibly successful. That's why that, regardless of what a lot of people say about these companies, they do like money, and if they sell the game for $50 to $60 a pop, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to manage the income that it would take, regardless. I mean, if they launch it without the fee, take the fees in alone from just the game sales, would probably sell over their budget that they would estimate, instead of, regardless, where they would not get enough money to support the servers anyways.
Yeah.
And, for these people, which a lot of people say, these customers are stupid, they're money grubbing, they would literally have to be idiots to look at the market, the English and European market, and go, I think this game can survive with the fee. So that's why I can't believe, anyone really thinks it'll gonna have a fee, because it would be impossible to work. It would die within the first few weeks. The hardcore, people on the den, and maybe 20 other people will play it, and then.
As far as keeping the servers operable, Capcom has done fine with Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii. That has a subscription fee in Japan. It doesn't have one here. The servers here are still going, and Monster Hunter is even smaller in the U.S. than Dragon Quest is. And
one thing that is a true testament to Monster Hunter is that it is the most played Wii game ever.
Yeah.
No game has toppled its playtime. It after a few months it came out, it even passed Brawl.
And that is pretty incredible.
So the potential exists for having a massive multiplayer game on a Nintendo system, because no one tries it.
And it would also be a huge opportunity to finally give Dragon Quest the kind of popularity in the West that it deserves.
Yes, for sure. That's why. Oh no, go on.
The only problem I see, because pretty much every MMO I've seen or played, it's pretty much either it's a fee or it's freemium. And based on it doesn't sound like this game is freemium at all. So, where it's free to play and then you can buy stuff, whether it be weapons or clothing or whatever, and that's how they get their money. So, they could do a freemium route, but I don't think they can't. I think in order for it to be profitable for them, they can't do neither. They have to do something, or it's just $50 and then they have to keep the servers up, which. Unlike something like Dragon Quest IX, where it's just a small server, there's not too much information going out and in. It's kind of a different thing, at least the way I thought of it.
Well, the only thing is that it's not necessarily the fee. There's a lot of different potential. a lot of multiplayer games do fine, but Nintendo with the Wii U is really pushing this Miiverse, this big, not even sort of an online, you go on, you play with your friends, and that's it. Like, they're trying to push that it's a huge social aspect. And I think that's why there's more potential in that, like, uniting a bunch of people in a way where a game where everyone's united. Like, there's... For me, that's why I have a really optimistic hope for Dragon Quest X, is because there's just such potential. Just like Saigan said, it has potential for really pushing Dragon Quest. It has the chance to, where if it really picks up, it can really, bring the series out. It can do successfully without requiring a fee, and it could really push a huge social aspect that would not only help Dragon Quest X, but aid Nintendo's Wii U service.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Nintendo to strut their stuff and show, hey guys, we finally figured out how to do online. Sorry for the wait. And it's an opportunity for Square Enix, even if the game itself doesn't, create huge profits for Square Enix. Server costs are not as expensive as they would have you believe, unless it's going to be on the same kind of level as like World of Warcraft with, over 12 million subscribers. But this is a potential chance to bring in more Dragon Quest fans for future releases. If they can nail this release and build a real fan base here beyond, the Dragon's Den and DQ Shrine and the other tiny sites that are out there, it's really an opportunity for them to actually make Dragon Quest big in the West.
Oh yeah, and really, given what's been what's in the Wii U lineup so far, there's nothing really like Dragon Quest in there. There's no RPGs just yet that I can think of, or any Japanese RPGs for that. So I think somebody looking for something on that like that on that system, like what's it called, the big popular one that people clamored for, that I haven't played.
Which game? What?
Oh, the one that came out recently. That's supposed to be really good. It's like Xenoblade or something like that.
Oh, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay, yeah. Somebody looking for something like that to make them kind of take the plunge. I think Dragon Quest would really fill that niche for the time being.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles actually did pretty well, despite doing such a limited release. I mean, they made the profit.
Yeah, I wish. It's a shame that because it was sold through only like GameStop and Nintendo's site that they hold back the numbers because they don't count towards like the MPD or whatever. But I really wish like we'd find those numbers eventually.
Yeah, well, maybe
I need to beat that game.
I still haven't even opened up my copy. I picked it up because I'm like, this had a very limited release. I will probably never find this in 20 years when I finally sit down to play it. So I picked it up, and it sits on a shelf looking pretty, along with other RPGs that I haven't finished playing, like Odin Sphere and a bajillion Nipponichi software games.
I still need to play the latest Zelda.
You're not missing much.
Oh, really?
Skyward Sword's pretty good.
I
like Skyward Sword. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's all right. It's good, but it lacks. I don't know any other way to put it. It lacks heart.
No Zelda can be Majora's Mask.
I blame
Princess was better. Let's put it that way.
I've never hated a video game character more than Fee. Never shut up.
I'm the only person who likes Fee.
I can't.
I like Fee.
Abby's worse than whatever her name is.
You haven't played with Multan.
They had Link's crossbow training. I want something like something for Skyward Sword, except you just whack Fee over and over again.
I tell you, you need to play Dragon Quest, the Kenshin Dragon Quest game, and whack Momotan.
I've got swords on the Wii, and I love it.
No, you need to play Kenshin. It actually has better control.
I don't want to It's one of the things that I'm eventually going to import to add to my collection, and it's one of the things that I'm still looking out for a good price on.
Yeah, I think I got that for 20.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
still
would
at least
not
twice
be so
that.
fortunate.
I was
Yeah, I
in
think
Japan, so.
I think you can still get it with the AC adapter. I think for under $60.
I ordered that. Yeah, you want the AC adapter. It's really annoying having to put the batteries in otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
isn't it like eight double A's or something like that?
Something
8
horrible.
double A's last
And
an
it just
hour.
eats them in like 15
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like the Game Gear all over again.
But the one problem is if you have a flat screen TV, you really can't balance it very well. So I'm kind of using it, keeping old TVs around for using it on.
That sounds obnoxious. I'm gonna stick with swords.
Oh no, trust me, it's such a fun game.
I still
I
have
We
would
could just
swords.
emulate it for all of us emulator fans.
Yeah,
You can fight the
I'd love
Dragon
that.
Lord
I don't speak Japanese. I'm gonna stick with swords.
with a sword.
But I can come with a fan in Dragon Quest 9.
Yeah, it's a plastic sword. You get a plastic sword that looks like a little Northlish sword.
I don't think you're selling him on it.
I'm gonna
And
stick
you
with
fight the
swords.
Dragon Lord with it, and you can do spells, unlike in swords where you have to ask someone else to do spells for you.
You don't even
Solo Dragon Lord in Dragon Quest
finish
9.
them when they want to.
I can solo him in Dragon Quest 9. I'll stick with swords.
At level 99?
Well, if I want to be lazy and be a paladin.
And so is a secret boss that kills you.
I can't use a paladin. I just use gladiators. I'm like, no, I'll take
That's
the
why I don't like to solo him at level 99.
No, they're not fun. They just kill you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this now.
Good.
Well, it gets me worse.
Thanks everybody for joining us. This was
Yep, play swords, not Kenshin.
Kenshin, not so well. Kenshin and swords.
both are excellent games. Thank you for tuning in. This was the July Slime time. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
こんばんは。